Her mother is dead, a bastard child.
Her eyes, they're black.
He still plagues us. Get a mask. Dim her.
In the heart of a reclaimed world, Violet's settlement stands as a testament to the fragility of humanity in the aftermath of a tumultuous past. Encircled by overgrown ruins, forbidden to be explored, the settlement exudes an air of conformity, where routine is the safety net in an uncertain world. Within its confines live the Elders, a cabal of sinister figures cloaked in tattered robes, their faces hidden behind masks of bone and leather. They wield absolute power, enforcing their decrees with ruthless efficiency and instilling fear in the hearts of the populace through whispered threats of divine retribution, secretly carrying the weight of their own fears. They preach caution, warning against the dangers that lie beyond the walls, ruins from the old world, remnants of a civilization that nearly tore itself apart. But the truth of history is lost in their preachings, clouded by a disdain for that which is different. Their words echo through the narrow streets, intertwining with the daily hum of life. The settlement, once scarred by the conflicts of differences, now seeks solace in uniformity, their collective gaze averted from the mysteries that linger in the shadows. The Elders' preachings, a hymn of fear and caution, weave through the fabric of daily life, shaping the minds of those who call the settlement home. A heavy, weighted air seems to cling to the streets and people, shunning those who stray from the almost religious screechings spouted from the Elders' temple.
This place is so dull. Same routines, same faces. Blend in, be the same. That's all they fucking preach. I need to get out.
Violet suddenly remembers a break in the wall that appeared recently after an old ruined building collapsed. She should be able to sneak through it after dark. Later that night, Violet approaches. The crack in the wall reveals itself. Guards left their posts. Only a makeshift door disguised by old sheet metal and wood remains.
It's now or never.
After a few hours of walking, the sun is starting to peek over the tips of the crumbling ruins around her. The sound of birds and wind through old broken windows and hallways. It's peaceful. A passage hidden behind a wall of vines lies in front of Violet. As she steps through the concealed passage, the air changes. A mysterious atmosphere envelops her, and her eyes widen in awe at the unexpected wonders hidden beneath the surface.
Is this part of the old world?
Violet walks amidst the covered-up ruins, her eyes tracing the intricate markings on the walls and strange devices that seem frozen in time.
I've never seen anything like this. These markings, these old machines.
As Violet stumbles, the world momentarily stands still. A part of the floor, weakened from centuries of decay, has given out underneath her. Violet falls and hits the floor with a solid thud. The part of the floor that broke away collides with Violet's face. Unbeknownst to her, a crack has formed, as if her face is not of flesh but of glass, its edges spreading over one of her eyes.
Oh, fuck, that hurt. My head. My face.
Violet, clutching her face, sees the small shards on the floor. Confused, she gently touches her face. The damage to the crack on her face worsens. Cracked and broken pieces fall away, revealing one eye underneath, a sphere of obsidian black.
What is this? Glass? My eye. It's sharp.
In the dim light, Violet looks around for anything that might reveal her own reflection. She discovers a small reflective pool. Gazing into its shallow waters, she sees her face, cracked and breaking around one of her eyes, a black orb, reflecting the ancient power coursing through her veins. As the revelation sinks in, a sudden surge of fear grips Violet. The reality of her altered reflection startles her, and she leaps back in fright.
No, what the fuck? What's going on?
In the midst of fear, a moment of clarity engulfs Violet. Her rapid breaths slow, and she gazes at her transformed reflection. Oddly, she is not repulsed. She feels the eye suits her. Feels right. It feels true.
I'm alive. It's okay.
In the stillness of the moment, memories of societal teachings flood Violet's mind.
Unity is ours. We stand together as one. Beware the dangers of the past. The ruins of the old world. They are remnants of what once tore us apart.
The elders' voices echoing warnings about the dangers of being different. In the face of her transformed reflection and the echoes of the elders' warnings, Violet makes a decision. She needs answers, a deeper understanding of who or what she is. Violet walks near what looks like a door, and a small panel next to it comes to life as if it sensed her. It's damaged, but she may be able to get it open. She curiously hovers her hand near it, and as she does so, it sparks and shudders. The door slides open.
It reacted to me.
In the heart of the ruins, Violet's footsteps echo through forgotten corridors, surrounded by the remnants of a bygone era. The air is thick with the scent of history, and the mysteries of the past beckon her forward.
Whoa. What is all this?
As Violet approaches what appears to be an inner temple, a sense of trepidation washes over her. The air crackles with energy, and the temple looms before her like a silent sentinel guarding its secrets. The temple stands as a relic of a bygone era. Violet's heart pounds in her chest as she steps through the threshold, her breath coming in shallow gasps. As Violet ventures deeper into the temple, the air grows thick and stale. No one has been here in many years. Dust covers every surface, caked on so thick you could write in it. Wiping away on the walls reveals strange glyphs and symbols. They appear to be of a different material to the walls, one that was not present in the other parts of the temple. She reaches out tentatively, her fingers grazing the smooth surface of a strange metallic console. Nervously, Violet places her hand upon the console, and in an instant, the world around her explodes into a dazzling array of light and sound. Tubes and wires snake out from the console, wrapping themselves around her limbs and torso, pinning her in place.
Ow! What the fuck? Let me go! Ah! Ah!
As the tubes tighten their grip, Violet's face begins to crumble, shards falling one after the other, cracks spreading like wrinkles, revealing the raw, pulsating flesh beneath. She screams as her skin comes alive with writhing black tattoo-like marks, each one throbbing with a life of its own. Through the haze of agony, Violet's mind is filled with flickering imagery. Vision is not complete. Fragments present themselves, crying pain and hidden deceit. There's a baby in the center of a dark room surrounded by cloaked figures. The baby has black eyes, just like the one Violet saw through the crack in her own face. Violet's mind is transported to the child on the table. Surrounding the child, the elders, their faces obscured by the darkness of their hoods and masks made of bone and leather. Violet's mind recognizes them. With mechanical precision, they affix a mask, a false face, then darkness. A heavy feeling, sealing in something which was meant to live. As the fragmented memory fades, Violet's pain intensifies. But beneath the agony, she can feel something stirring within her, a raw, primal energy coursing through her veins, connecting her to the very heart of the temple. Deep within, she feels release. Near the brink of consciousness, Violet opens her eyes to a world transformed. Colors are brighter, sounds are sharper, and she can feel the pulse of life coursing through every fiber of her being. Coughing and squirming, she drops to her knees, the tubes and cables releasing their grasp on her body. On the floor next to her lies the shattered fragments of what was once her face. The marks on her arms move in unison as if alive. As Violet's vision clears and she adjusts to the newfound intensity of her senses, she takes in her surroundings with a mix of awe and trepidation. The room is alive with the pulsating glow of ancient machinery, screens flickering with cryptic symbols and markings.
Where did I... The elders... Fuck, that hurt.
Nearby, she spots the long-dead body of a human, its form no longer shrouded in shadow. It is faintly lit in the color of the lights that have come alive throughout the room. With cautious steps she approaches, her eyes drawn to the object clutched in its lifeless hand, a small device emitting a faint flashing light and intermittent beeps.
How long? Poor bastard. Dying alone. What happened?
The thought of dying alone in a place like this makes Violet's hair stand on end. With trembling fingers, she reaches out and gently pries the device from the corpse's grasp. As she examines it, she notices a small inscription etched into the surface, a series of cryptic symbols that seem to pulse with a strange energy.
It's still working. Maybe I can get it to...
The small machine whirs to life as Violet touches it. It shoots up, hovering in front of her.
Welcome. This is an automatic startup recording. This device is an archival narrator. You can access any information stored across the Global Historical Information Archives. What would you like to know?
What is this place? What am I?
This is a bioorganic temple built approximately 450 years ago, with the purpose of allowing people to interact with the technological advancements given by the living machine. As for you, based on your interaction with this temple, you are a descendant of the people that chose to accept those technological advances given by the living machine to humans 460 years ago.
Is that why everything lights up with my touch and my eyes? These marks. And wait, I saw a vision, a memory or something of the elders putting a mask on a baby. Was that me? Is that what was on my face? The glass that broke?
Information on the living machine will be shared shortly. Based on my last records, it seems that the person whose hand you took me from died approximately 15 years ago. He left a note here stating, "There people are born with piercing black eyes and black marks that resemble living tattoos like myself, but I didn't know it at first. I had my mask ripped off by these machines. We are descendants of a living machine god that came to Earth long ago. We have our differences mended, covered up by the elders. They use leftover technology that they preach against to construct a mask. Glass face. They are indistinguishable from a normal face. They are scared of people like me because we can interact with this technology. It would seem you are in a similar situation to him. That vision was possibly a memory. That their device, their mask sealed away."
None of this makes sense. What happened that made me like this? Why can I interact with all of this?
Humanity, once unified, stood on the brink of a technological renaissance gifted by a living machine god. It blessed the human body with a sensitivity and adaptation to technology. Their eyes were like shards of obsidian, and their skin alive with pulsating marks like sentient tattoos. But as more people accepted the gifts, fear and xenophobia grew. Some deemed the machine god blasphemous to humanity's current way of life, a sin. In reality, though, it was fear-mongered by those in control. They knew these gifts could undermine them. As betrayal festered among some humans, their greed blinded them to the possibilities the machine god gave them. Those in power sought to make instruments and weapons of control out of the very technology they deemed sin. So, the machine god turned their weapons against them. The very advancements that promised them prosperity became instruments of doom. Cities crumbled, and the once great civilization plunged into a dark age, forever altered by the consequences of the few who knew no end to their own ambition. These ruins hold the silent witness to a past of betrayal and devastation, a cautionary tale etched into the fabric of the world. Does that answer all your questions?
I guess, yeah.
Contemplating her purpose, the reality of what she has just learned is slowly setting in.
I can't just sit here and do nothing, but there's no way I can show my face. They'll kill me. This machine god, its descendants, others like me. It's overwhelming. Fuck this!
This temple is capable of many things. What condition most of it is in is uncertain, but you will be able to survive using its facilities and your newfound gifts. There are other temples and reserves of technology scattered all over the planet. There is a map in the archives. It may be outdated, but there is possibly enough remaining technology to restore a temple.
I need to figure this shit out. Maybe if I help others, we could restore this place together.
Resolute, Violet sets forth, embracing the confusion and uncertainty, determined to navigate the world that will now shun her.